YouTube fellow community, Buddy Guy fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we are here today to talk about Buddy Guy's album, DJ Play My Blues. This is released through JSP Records in England in early 1982, I believe. And from what I know, I'm not sure if this was released in America or not. I have to double check, but this is one of my favorite Buddy Guy albums I've ever heard. This is absolutely fantastic. I came to this record completely blind. I've never heard of it before, never seen it, don't know any of the songs, but I got it as a present, and I was like, let's give it a try. And I absolutely love it. Not too many songs on here. There's only 7, but some of them are a bit longer. But I've been a big Buddy Guy fan for years. I finally got to see him live a couple of years ago, so that was like a dream come true. His playing style is so unique. You just instantly know it's him, especially with his soloing. And the cool thing about him too is he can recreate anybody's style. One of the things he did when I saw him live was he recreated B.B. King, Muddy Waters, and this is when he does a little bit of T-Bone Burnett, or T-Bone Walker rather. He's really, really talented with what he can do, and he knows where he learned from, and he can use that to his advantage or just completely do his own thing. But he's one of the best blues guitarists of all time. So yeah, this one I had never seen before. Really interesting cover. It's kind of a plain, simple cover. Not a whole lot going on. Good little bit of biography in the back just to say, what's going on with the last couple of records he put out through JSP, and just kind of explaining what this album's all about. And one thing I thought was really cool on here is his brother Philip is on here, who plays guitar. I never knew they played together. That's awesome. That was completely new to me. But yeah, this is pressed on JSP Records in London. So it opens up with a 7-minute track called Dedication to the Late T-Bone Walker, and it's definitely one of those tracks that kind of builds throughout, which I am a sucker for, because there's nothing better than starting a song and taking you on a journey. I think that's the best part about music. It's a total slow burn, smoky blues song. It's got a really long intro to showcase the talents of Buddy and to set the atmosphere. It's just really setting up the story. It's setting up the mood, the feel of what you're about to expect, either with the rest of the record, but obviously the rest of the song. And then, his solos just blast out of the speakers so cleanly. One of my favorite things about this record is the production on it. It's just a really cleanly produced album. It just sounds perfect. I mean, everything was mixed really well on this thing. But Buddy's voice is impassioned and true and honest. It's an excellent display of atmosphere and song building and creating tension and getting your interest over and over again. So for 7 minutes to fly by without feeling like it, but you also feel really accomplished having listened to it, is the mark of a good song. Then you get Good News, which I'm digging the production on here again too. It's got kind of a dry production to it, not a whole lot of echo going on here. No reverb, if you will. But I love the tight drums, how they punctuate the track. The guitar tone is just really warm, and the bass adds a really good rounded out flavor to the whole unique setup there. And Buddy's vocals are just great. It sounds like he's having such a fun time, which for a song called Good News, you'd hope so. Right down to a very Chuck Berry style guitar solo, which it really sounds like Chuck a lot, which I think is so cool. Because again, Buddy Guy could play anybody under the water, so trying to do somebody else's solo type, he could just rip and roll through it. Blues in My Baby's House, this song is awesome. It's a long blues song. This one's also over 7 minutes long. But again, I love the anxiety and the tension that is demonstrated throughout this track. And how can I explain it? Blues is not a short thing. When you've had the blues, when you've lived through hardships and put downs and rough times, it doesn't last for a day or two. You have the blues for a while, and things just kind of build over time. And for a song to reflect that, I think is a fantastic mark of craftsmanship, where things aren't instantly resolved in a 2-minute 50 song, presentation. Sometimes it takes 6 or 7 minutes to really drive home the point that things are really not good. Things are really hard. but allowing the song to grow and to breathe like that takes you on a journey that doesn't let up and continues to keep your ears perked as to what's going to happen next. And then it just blasts into this like wailing. I mean, it's so damn great the way it just pounds through. Um, the smashes on this thing are just full on blues rock. I mean, it's a crusade at this point of just this firing frenzy of nonstop rock and roll. It just smashes like crazy through your speakers, and it's like it's one of those things where you're sitting there listening to it, going, "Don't hurt him, buddy. Don't hurt him." Like, holy crap. This song just rips through your speakers, and it's one of those things that's so fulfilling to listen to. That when you hear it, you're like, "Damn, that's a good song," and man, this group is tight. And holy crap, they have something to say, and it's an experience that you're like, I love this song, I love this record, I love that I'm experiencing something so honest and true, and so real. So I absolutely adore that song. Side 2 starts off with a track called She Suits Me to a T, which is a classic romp through blistering riffs. Again, Buddy's wailing away about his girl. And the track just rocks through the whole way along. This for me, is one of the most upbeat, straight-up rock and roll songs on here. It's one of the shorter ones at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And you get the title track, DJ Play My Blues. And it's one of those tracks that sometimes I'm a sucker for the whole talking to the DJ thing. I think by this point it's been pretty well played out. But at this time, there weren't too many songs. I mean, there were a lot, but there was certainly less than what's going on now. Basically explaining that, look, I'm not hearing any of my favorites on here. I'm not hearing B.B. King. I'm not hearing Muddy Waters. I'm not hearing a lot of the blues greats on the radio, and I'm not going to hear myself there either. So, hey, pick up the song, play my blues. His voice pleads throughout the whole track about the radio he knew probably the 50s or 60s, and how much of it was changing over time, and how it's very hard to find a blues radio station. Maybe if you have satellite radio, there might be one on there, but you're not going to turn on any sort of FM channel here, just blues all over the place all the time. So I think it's cool that he named it DJ Play My Blues. He put it on as a postcard, so it was like literally like delivering this album to a DJ and be like, hey, put this on. This is some good stuff. Just teasing. Really quick paced burner of a track on this one too, with everyone just blasting away on all cylinders. I love the non-stop propulsive rippingness throughout this track. The drums pound along so well too. Very, very fun song to listen to. And then All Your Love starts off really slow, then it jumps into this really cool version of the track that I know from the John Mayall Blues Breakers record. Ray Allison on drums is having an awesome time, and the tempo changes definitely allow for that. It keeps you on your feet the whole time. It's a great way to end the LP as well. But the band on this record was Buddy and Phil on guitars, Mike Morrison on bass, Doug Williams on guitar, and Ray Allison on drums. And let me show you the inside here, or the record rather. It's not a gatefold, but pretty cool label for the logo for the label there. I kind of like that. And let me show you side 2. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people kind of put down the blues as being like this thing that repeats itself over and over again. And there's definitely a lot like that, but guess what? There's a lot of that stuff for rock and roll, pop music, country, jazz. I mean, every genre has elements that sound like stuff you've already heard before. It's the standout people that do something slightly different that make it interesting and worth coming back to. This is one of those albums. Absolutely enjoyed it. There's not one bad song on here, and it's definitely something I see myself playing really frequently. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I came into this never even seeing it, hearing it, knew nothing about it, but I'm so happy I got it because it's just totally changed my, not changed, but added to my Buddy Guy collection, of course, but added to my knowledge of his music, because I don't have all of his albums. He's got a lot, so it's on my list to eventually hear them all at some point, but, there's nothing better than blues on vinyl, on a good system, ripping through your speakers, good production, good mastering, good mixing. This thing hits all the marks. So if you want a really solid blues record that's a lot of fun to listen to, Buddy Guy, DJ, Play My Blues. on JSP Records from the early 80s. Cannot recommend this thing enough. Here's the back cover. Just shows the songs over here, and it's a little blurb about what Buddy had been up to at that point. But that's it. Easily 9 out of 10 for me. I adore this album. I think it's so fun. Excellent emotion on this thing. Excellent playing. The honesty and truth and just beauty of what he can produce with his guitar, and of course his voice and the lyrics. I mean, the whole combination of everything all together makes for a really interesting and memorable experience to listen to. So that's it. Buddy Guy, DJ Play My Blues, 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Giggens, it's been Buddy Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.